Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 11 a.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have to break down some stocks like we always do, as the markets right now are not doing much, to be honest. We have the Russell down about 0.25%, NASDAQ's up 0.1%, the S&P's down about 0.1%, as the Dow is down 0.2%, and the VIX is down another 1.5%. So let's just dive into the video, guys. We have 5 stocks to break down, and of course, we're going to talk about the market, so sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and if you guys want some free stocks, get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000, link down below, and you could also get up to 12 fractional shares from Webull with any amount deposited. If you want to support the channel and you want some free money, use those links down below. I appreciate you guys as always, and now let's dive into it. So again, markets right now are not doing much. We have the NASDAQ barely in the green, the Russell, the S&P, the Dow, they're barely in the red. So pretty much a break-even day thus far. And we can see SPY is still holding above, which is good for the bulls here. $403. You guys can see 403, and I've been talking about this, right? But just to refresh you guys, to refresh your memory a little bit, 403, that was resistance back in November. Also back in the middle of December for a little bit until we then, after that, we dumped down to 375. Now we're back over 400. So this looks like it's slowly trying, keyword is trying, to fill the gap to $10 a share, $410 a share, as you guys can see, based on this chart. And that, even though it's red right now, it still looks like it wants to do that, potentially. Maybe at some point today, maybe next week, we shall see, guys. And on Triple Q, it's looking to break $295, which we've talked about before on the channel. And it's not yet above that point, but maybe in the near-term future here, we do break it. Maybe at some point today, maybe at some point next week. So I'm going to set my alert mark is at or above $295. That's the high from the middle of November, end of November, early December, and where we are right now. So if this does, end up breaking Triple Q, it could be going to 300, maybe even higher than 300. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Drop me some comments. And with that being said, let's talk about these stocks. So American Express reported earnings this morning, and when I saw how much the stock was up, I was like, holy crap. I mean, I haven't seen American Express up like this, I don't think ever. I mean, it's up 10% right now on the day. And mind you, guys, this is not a Tesla. This is not, a GameStop, an AMC. It's American Express, for Pete's sake. And it's up 10%, $16 a share. It's completely breaking out. It's at a multi-month high right now. And with that being said, it's also pretty overbought, which we'll talk about in a second. But before we do that, let's take a look here at the earnings. So they ended up doing $2, it looks like. Where is it here? Not $2. I lost the line here, guys. Hold on. Oh, yeah, $2.07 in EPS for the fourth quarter, which missed the 222 estimate. So they actually missed on EPS, and they ended up missing on revenue, too, which is the funny thing. $14.18 billion versus $14.22 billion estimated. But guidance, guys, is looking phenomenal, and that's what really a lot of investors, traders, the stock market wants to see. It's not so much what happened in the last quarter, but what's going to happen in the next quarter, the next year. What are the projections? I mean, you guys have heard the stock market is a forward-looking vehicle, right? That's what it is. It's looking into the future. It's trying to price in everything that it could potentially price in into the stock price with the known information. That's kind of how the stock market works. And there's a whole rabbit hole we could dive into. Is the market efficient? Is it not? We're not going to get into that in this video. But yeah, I mean, in terms of guidance is strong. They see full year 23 EPS of $11 to $11.40, which is a lot higher than the $10.52 estimate. They also increased the quarterly dividend from 52 cents a share to now 60 cents. That's a pretty big increase there, guys. That's over 10%. Yeah, it's a pretty nice increase there on the dividend. Anything on revenue guidance? I'm not seeing anything on revenue guidance, but very solid EPS guidance. The fact that they're raising the dividend, that goes to show they're in a strong position right now in the midst of the brinks of a recession. Are we in a recession? Are we not? If you talk to, the Wall Street or the government, we're not in a recession. But, the technical definition but we're not going to get into that in this video either. But either way, AXP, guys, is crushing it. Look at this. I mean, it's at a multi-month high, and like I said, it is a little pretty overbought. Not even a little bit. It's pretty overbought at this point, as the RSI is, well over 70. So for that reason, I'm not chasing this move. I'm for sure not chasing this move, not FOMOing into it. But if it's able to cool off, maybe to the mid, 160s, low 160s, if the dust can settle, there could be a re-entry on this. But we have to be patient. No need to rush it. No need to FOMO into it. So AXP looking great. And if we pull the 3-year up, let me see the 3-year. Yeah, I mean, I told you guys, look, did I not say this a couple of videos ago? 200 is the all-time high. If we were to break 165, we're talking, one-stop shop to 200 probably, 180 to 200. But again, it's not, stocks don't go up in a straight line. We have to see a little pullback, the dust settle first, in my opinion, before we then end up maybe ripping up towards 200. But very solid outing so far today, guys, for the Bulls when it comes to AXP. And Chewy's another one that's starting to turn. Finally, this is one that we've talked about many times. We have the inverse head and shoulders here that pretty much played out. We broke above the moving averages. We have a golden cross, which is great. Now we're, moving out of the wedge ever so slightly. You guys see the wedge here on the 4-hour, and we're now testing the high from the middle of December, being about 47, 48 bucks. If this is able to break on Chewy, guys, mark my words, in my opinion, it could end up taking out the recent highs, which I think, actually, no, those are not the all-time highs, not even close. I think the all-time high on Chewy is over 100 bucks, which we'll take a look at in a second. But if we take out 48, 52 could be next, which is the high from the middle of August. Then we could start running maybe to all-time highs. Probably not, considering they're at 120 bucks a share. Maybe one day we get back there. I'm not banking on it in the short term, obviously. But listen, we take out 48, 50 bucks, 52 bucks. We could start seeing a push, mid, high 50s, low 60s. Is definitely in the cards. If you guys look at these candles here, back in May 2021, we bottomed at about $64. Then we saw a little run, back in what was that? October of 21, we bottomed at 60 bucks, saw a bit of a run. So that's a big level of resistance coming up, and that could be, again, the next gap to fill on Chewy if we take out $52. Now, the next one is Mercado Libre, which is a little bit overbought, kind of like AXP, but it's completely breaking out above 1050, 1100, $1,000 in general, which is great. We hit about 1200 today. It's actually still up on the day, 0.7%. That's after it had an awesome past couple of days. So Mercado Libre, let's see if the dust can settle on this thing. I'm not going to FOMO into it here, but if it comes down, let's say, to maybe 1100 flat, maybe it comes down to 1030 to about 1050. This could be a range where I'd consider picking up some shares, 1,000, 1,050, right in that little pocket right here. You guys see that? So Mercado Libre for sure is looking great, but we got to let the dust settle a little bit, at least in my opinion. The next stock here is CCL, Carnival Cruise Line, which is not, well, I guess it is breaking out above the moving averages, which is solid. We're seeing a golden cross, which is great, but we're not quite yet above 1150, which is a point where if we do take out 1150 on Carnival Cruise Line, guys, watch out above. That's a multi-month high. From that point, honestly, I can see this thing ripping towards 13, maybe mid-13s, maybe even higher than that. So my alert right now is set at 1150. CCL on the day is up 3%, doing very well compared to the overall markets. Very solid day. We just got to break 1150, whether it's, today. I don't know if it'll happen today. Probably not. I'm not banking on it, but next week, maybe the week after that, that is more likely in my opinion. And of course, nothing's guaranteed, guys. Please do your own research. Please, please, please do your own research. But that's just my opinion. And of course, if you're finding value in the video, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And for some reason, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. That's the next main milestone. We're at 26 something now. 30,000 is next. Let's go, baby. So the next one here is BBY, which we've talked about before, and it's still not breaking out yet, but it's almost there. So some of these stocks, guys, are breaking out. Some of them are on the verge of breaking out. BBY is on the verge of breaking out. We have an inverse head and shoulders that's pretty much playing out. We have a cup and handle as well in there, and clear resistance at 87 bucks. If this could break $87, I'm telling you guys, we could see a legitimate move, maybe towards 90 plus, 95. This thing could go back to 100. Who knows? With earnings coming up, let me see here. In about a month, early March, there could be some serious upside on BBY. Keep your eyes on it, guys. My alert is at 87 bucks. Again, cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders. It's looking pretty solid. And the last one, although this is the 6th one, it's the bonus one. The title said 5. We're doing another one, guys. We're doing another one. JD.com. JD.com looks like we have an ascending triangle playing out. You guys see that? We have clear resistance at about 67 to 68-ish over the past couple months. You see that as well. This is one that I'm looking at. I'm like, hey, this could break out. I mean, if this thing takes 70 bucks out, we have a legitimate case for a move back towards the mid-high 70s. If you look here at these different levels, if I draw them out, we're talking mid-high 70s, 90. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but 90 is another point here from the end of November of 2021. This is where this could be going. If we clear 69, 70 bucks, which you guys can see clearly on the 4-hour chart, that has been a sticking point. So keep your eyes on these stocks, guys. AXP, Chewy, Mercado Libre, CCL, Best Buy, and good old JD.com. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And, of course, get your stocks, guys. Get your free stocks from Moomoo, from Webull. Check out the Patreon. Get 50% off of Seeking Alpha for your first year. All of those are linked down below. And just know, guys, all those links help out the channel. Full disclosure. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.